Now this formula will again, if you see, if it will come back to the same center of mass when you are calculating the overall center of gravity also. But the problem is, since this region is spread up to this much of distance, it may happen that if g is here g, the g here may be somewhat different. Understood? No, let's say here 9.9 it is, here it is 9.8, and let's say here 9.91, something like that. Understood? No, it varies because you know that the central, I mean, the gravitational force due to Earth is not equal at each point on the surface of Earth. You know that? So we have to study those things in gravitation chapter. So it may vary at several points. Understood? No? So let's say a very long type of a elongated system is there. So which is something like 30 kilometers or something. Understood? No? So a point at let's say the G may be 9.8 here. At some other point the G may be 9.7, or some other point the G may be 9.9. Understood? No? So if you just calculate all the push, I mean all the forces, and just try to find where it is actually lying. So it may lie somewhere, maybe mid. It will be lying of course, somewhere in the middle itself. But you can see that the center of mass may be having a different position of that. Understood? No? But it will be somewhat nearer itself. All right. So this may differ a little. So this happens mostly for elongated bodies. You got my point, no? Okay. Anyways, don't worry about that. So let's see what center of mass is basically now. So similarly, as I told you, a body may be made up of many tiny particles. So what we basically do is we'll take all the particles and we'll find what is the mass of the particle. Let's say this particle I'm talking about. So let's say this particle. This particle, the mass is, let's say, mi. You're able to see the screen, and the position, let's say, is xi comma yi. Okay, so what we do is we just find the x coordinate of the center of mass. If you find the x coordinate of the center of mass, this basically means you are just summing up mi into its x coordinate divided by the summation of mi. Understood? What you have to do is you have to take one particle, multiply it with the position of that particle, the x coordinate of the particle, divide it by the total mass of the body. This basically means total mass of the body, right? So this means what? Mixi divided by the total mass of the body. All right, no. So if you just see in the terms of dimensions, so this is also a mass and this is also a mass. So this cancel. So it is just a position, it is, which is being reflected from this formula. Understood, no? So this is the x coordinate of the center of mass. So you take all the particles I at a time. So I becomes from 0 to n particles. So I mean 0 to n particles. So you are summing up on all the particles of the system. You are taking the mass of a particle, multiplying it with the x coordinate, take the mass of another particle. Basically it means somewhat like this. So center of mass basically will be something like this. So m1 x1 plus m2 x2 plus m3 x3, understood, plus dot 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 plus m1 mn xn divided by the total mass. So total mass basically means what? M1 plus M2 plus M3. So similarly going up to all the particles, Mn. Alright, now this basically will come up to this. Similarly, you have to find the y coordinate. So this also is the same formula. So center of mass basically means this is the x coordinate and this is your y coordinate of the center of mass. Understood, no? This is just to find the center of mass. Alright. Okay. Now let's just see an example and derive what is the mass of two particle system. So let's say this is the mass m1 and this is the mass m2, and they are separated by a distance d, and we have to find what is the center of mass of the system. Okay, so first thing is we have to take any one point as the origin, right? So let's say we find this as the origin. So according to center of mass, the x coordinate of the center of mass will be what? M1 into x1 plus m2 into x2 divided by the total mass. Total mass of the system is m1 plus m2. All right. X1 is 0 because that is situated at the center of mass, the origin itself. So this basically means what? M2t divided by m1 plus m2, right? So you can see that the x coordinate of the system, the center of mass, is directly proportional to the second mass, the other mass. Understood, no? So if this is 5 kgs and this was 1 kg itself, the center of mass would be somewhat nearer to the m2, near to the heavier mass. Understood, no? Right. So this is what now, if you want to calculate what is the center of mass, the y coordinate. So it will be the similar way, m1 y1 plus m2 y2 divided by m1 plus m2. So this gives you what? 0. Isn't it? Because y coordinate is 0, no, for everything. So by symmetry also you can tell that the center of mass is going to lie on the x-axis itself. Alright, no? The same thing you could have taken origin here. If you would have taken origin at m2, let's say the origin you have taken here, then the formula would become what? The center of mass position will be given by m1d by m1 plus m2, comma 0. Alright, no? This is the x coordinate and this is the y coordinate. Alright? Now, the main thing we'll go through is how to calculate center of mass of distributed systems. Distributed system means elongated system, somewhat some system which is having a continuous mass spread over, something like a scale, something like a rod or something. All right. So before that, let's just solve a small numerical. Let's say this is 1 kg, this is 2 kgs, this is just 5 kgs, and this is 10 kgs. Okay. Then what you have to do is you have to basically find what is the center of mass of the system with respect to any point you just take. Then how you are going to calculate it? Just tell me. So these are actually situated on a square surface. The corners of the square, let's say, and the size of the square is a. All right. Then let's say you can consider this as the origin, and just tell me where the center of mass lies. Somewhere maybe here it will lie, nearer to the heaviest mass. So you have to find that. How do you go about it? Yeah, so center of mass, let's say we want to calculate the center of x coordinate of the center of mass. So x coordinate of the center of mass will be equals to what? So we have 4 particles here. All right. So just give me the numbers right now. Okay, so let's start with the first key. 1 into, how we are going to consider the x coordinate, no? 0, okay. 2 into x coordinate only, a, okay. 5 into a. Now one thing is, see, you have taken this as 0, right? But it's not like you don't have to add this mass, you have to add this mass also in the total mass. All right, no? So 10, 5, 15, 17, and 18. So this is 18. All right. So it becomes how much? 2a plus 5a, that is 7a divided by 18 is the x. And what is y? 1 into a, 2 into a. So 5 into 0, and anyways 10 is at origin itself. So this is by 8. This is 18. So this is 2a by 18. Alright. So sorry, 3a by 18. So this is 3a by 18, and the x and x is basically 7a by 18. So this becomes somewhat, it is somewhat, let's say it is somewhere here around. All right, no, x coordinate is more than the y coordinate, so let's say it is somewhere here. It gives you 7a divided by 18 comma 3a divided by 18. So you can see that the center of mass is totally aligned towards the heavier particles, right? No, so you can find that these two masses are heavier ones, right, and they are nearer to the x-axis. So that's why the center of mass is also lying nearer to the x-axis, first thing. Now on the x-axis also you can see that out of this 5 kg and this 10 kg block, the 10 kg is heavier. That's why in the middle of it, if you see, the center of mass is going somewhat towards the left, towards the 10 kg block. Understood, no? So that means the center of mass basically lies towards the whole weight of the body. I mean, somewhat towards the weight part of the body. The body which is having more weight. I mean, the part of the body which is having heavier weight concentrated on it. All right. Okay. Now, what we'll do is we will see how to calculate center of mass of continuous bodies. Okay. Now, see, Hari, this will be very important for you. Basically, because this way of integration and using calculus will be used throughout your physics. Okay. So let's say what we want is we want to find the center of mass of a rod. And these are center of mass of uniform bodies. We are taking uniform bodies now. So uniform bodies basically means the mass is distributed uniformly throughout the body. All right. So first thing is we are not now spread up with particles, but we are spread up with now continuous bodies. So infinite number of particles are going to be there. All right. So let's say this is a rod whose length is L. So a rod of length L. We have to find where the center of mass of this rod basically lies. So just can you tell me by your intuition that where this center of mass of the rod should be lying down? Huh? In the center, right? Exactly in the center, the center of mass should be lying down, because we know that the center of mass, I mean, the scale is uniform, and since it is uniform by symmetry, you can just tell that the center of mass will be somewhat exactly on the center. But still, we are going to calculate, and we are going to use simple, uh, I mean, calculus here, so that you understand how to use calculus in your calculations. Okay, no, so how you have to use calculus. So basically there will be only one way to proceed with this kind of continuous bodies, because this will again come back to you while you are calculating moment of inertia also of continuous bodies, and this will again come back to you when you are going to solve some numericals which will involve I mean kind of sub functions or something in which calculus is involved. Okay, so you have to understand how you have to find something related to this calculus. Okay. Okay, so this is very important, so you have to be somewhat attentive for this. All right, see, what we do in these cases is we don't know like how to start. So we earlier what we had is we had some particles, no? So we just started doing something like this. So m1 x1 plus m2 x2, each particle we started doing, right? No. All right, so Hari, this is important, and I want you to concentrate here, because this is what you are going to do throughout your physics when it comes to calculus and all. Okay, so see, earlier you just saw that there were some particles, and you individually just took m1 into its x1 and m2 into its x2 and m3 into its x2, x3. Okay, but here we don't have any particle, right? So what we'll do is we'll just divide this rod, and I'll just take a small kind of a particle here. We'll take an element, we'll just call it as an element. Okay, so first rule is we have to take an element such that if we spread this element across the system, the whole system is covered. So that is the one rule you have to I mean concentrate on. You able to hear me, Hari? So let's say that this particular particle, if you keep it here, it becomes the starting part, and slowly just go on keeping it here, 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 and slowly you just keep on keeping this particle everywhere, and at last you keep this particle here. You assume the element here, then whole of your rod will be covered, right? Okay, what happened? Hello, mobile में? Okay, okay. So basic rule is we'll take an arbitrary x. Okay, anything arbitrary, it may be in terms of r, it may be theta, it may be something like it comes maybe some element r d theta or something. So it may be any arbitrary thing. So we are considering in one direction, so we are just considering that, let's say we consider any arbitrary particle. How do you consider any arbitrary particle in this rod? So you will assume that, let's start with a distance x, and let us consider a particle which is at a distance x, and the length of this particle is, I mean the width of this particle is dx. All right, now one thing you have to understand, that this dx is very small, this dx tends to 0. So whatever you use, if you want to use it l at a distance of l, that is also okay, no issues, anything you can use. All right, no. So at a distance of l, let's say we assume a distance, I mean a small length dl. Okay, so this way also you can assume. So the dl element is very small, so it is tending to 0. So you have to understand that dl doesn't make any difference if it goes and stands here. Okay, so we will not say that the total length has been covered as l plus dl. We will not say that, because dl is very small. You got my point? It's reconnecting. Yeah, request has come. Okay. Anyways, you able to see the screen? All right. So how we do is, at a distance of L, we take small angle d. I mean small element dl. See, the funda is something like this. If you remember remember the verse kind of a thing. At an angle theta, we take a small angle d theta. At a distance x, we take a small element dx. Okay, so something like that. So if you are going to do it in so polar coordinates will not be for your purpose, but say we will just say that if you are taking an element at an angle theta, so you are going to move again, swipe the angle, I mean the whatever angle you are taking, something like this. So let's say we are taking an element starting at an angle theta. So let's say some spherical, some hemispherical rod is there. Okay, no. So in this case, you cannot go x wise, x direction or something. So what we'll do is we'll take a small element here. So how we'll consider this element? At an angle of theta, let's move another small d theta. Got my point? So let's move another small d theta. So this angle, small angle will be d theta, and then this length will be basically r d theta. So this is your length of the element considered. Understood? This is how we do. So similarly, other things will also come. So at a radius of r, let a small increment in the radius be dr. So something like this. At a distance of x, take a small element of length dx. Okay. So we do it like this. So here, since it is lengthwise, we can take at a distance x a small element dx, or whatever you call at a distance l a small element dl. All right. Now the thing is, how do you do it here? You just take the mass of the particle and multiply with its x coordinate. So let's say the mass of this rod is capital M. So just tell me, what is the mass of the rod? I mean the element. Mass of the element dl. So let's say that I assume it. Let's say I write it as dm. So what will be the mass of dm? It is a uniform body. So if L length of a rod is having a mass m, what will be the mass of the rod which is having a length dl, a small length? How do you calculate this unitary system? Okay, so this m by l is your per unit mass into the length, so dl. Okay, so this dm basically means the dm becomes what, m by l dl. So this is your mass of the element, right? This is what, this is your mass of the element. Okay, so how do we mass per unit length is this one. Okay, into the length gives you the mass of the length, whatever length we are considering. So now the thing is, how did we do it earlier? We used to take x, so first particle into its x coordinate divided by the total mass. I mean, a plus, we'll do that, but arbitrarily we have to start at any particular arbitrary distance. Okay, so now what is the, how do you calculate the center of mass? I mean, what is the way you do, you calculate the center of mass? The mass, so m by l dl into what is the x coordinate of this? L, right? So that's what I have told you already, that you are not going to write L plus DL here. Okay, so because DL is very small, so it tends to 0. So we are not going to consider what is the position of DL. So we are not going to write something like L plus DL or something. So we are going to write only L here because DL is very small in comparison to L. Okay, so this is how you start doing, and you just have to just sum this up and divide it up with the total mass. This is how we do that. Okay, but what we do is, in case of this kind of uniform bodies, we use integration. We have already studied that summation basically means integration of small elements together and just integrate from one range to another range, right? Now, so this is how we do. Boy, my after connecting to any disk, this pen is not working properly. It's working very slowly. Okay, anyways, so this is how you go, how we are going to calculate the xdm, no? X of the center of mass. The x coordinate of the center of mass will be equals to summation of all those elements. So summation basically, in terms of this kind of representations, we use calculus, right? So integration. So integration basically means summation. So since this is element wise, we are going to sum it up. And what we are summing up, so we start this element at 0, and if we put this element at the capital L distance, then slowly from this 0 to L length, L range, all my rod will be covered, right? Understood, no? How we are doing this? So this, the x of the center of mass gives how much? This basically becomes your integration 0 to L. Okay. M by L into one is L dl divided by the total mass of the system. Okay, so how do you calculate it? 1 by m comes out, the m and l also comes out. Okay, since this is an integration with respect to small l we have taken, so what is the integration of l? L square by 2. Okay, so L square by 2, and we just give the limits like this. So my pen is working very slowly. 0 to L, right? Okay, so this means what? This mm cancels, so it becomes 1 by L, and it becomes, sorry, 0 to capital L. Okay, so this becomes what? L square by 2 minus 0. So this becomes what? L by 2. So this is the center of mass basically lies where? This lies at L by 2 comma 0. Okay, so x position of the center of mass is L by 2. The y position is 0 because we know that there is nothing lying in the y direction. Alright, now? Exactly at the center of the wire. Okay, so the center of mass is exactly at the center of the rod itself. Okay, Now let's come to another one, a uniform circular wire. Okay, so center of mass of a uniform. Okay, I'll do one thing. I'll just close this and connect it back. I mean, open it back. Okay. This no, not that one. I'm meaning this notepad actually. You be connected. You able to see my screen? No, you're not connected. You're connected already. No, internet is very slow, man. You need to broadband ले लीजिए मैम. बेस 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 को इतना पैसा दे दिए, थोड़ा ब्रॉडबैंड भी लगा लीजिए. Okay. We'll able to see the screen. This AnyDesk is giving some problem. Yeah, we have to do all those things, and even some other kind of questions also would come. Okay, so these are like standards which you have to remember. So maybe like remember the formula, but you have to see the proofs also, because you have to understand how we need to prove these kind of things, how we need to basically do the integrations. Okay, okay, you able to see the screen? Screen दिख रहा है ना? Okay, so we are just going to do a semicircular wire. उल्टा हो गया यार. Okay, all right, so now let's say this is semicircular wire. So semicircular wire basically means that whole of the mass is, this is a wire, it's not a disc. All right, you want to see the wire? Okay, now the thing is, we cannot consider the element. So a small element we have to consider on this mass. I mean this rod. So element something like this, we'll consider some element here, small element here, right? एक बार reconnect कर लीजिए मैम. Just reconnect it, मैम. One second. अभी मैम, I think you're not connected. भेजा था ना. मैम अगर जैसे प्रॉब्लम होता है ना, यू कैन कनेक्ट टू जूम थ्रू द मोबाइल itself and sit in the mobile and see at least. हाँ, so मोबाइल से ही you can see and like make notes of. No, it's 3-1. 1. That is Zoom, मैम. वो आप जूम कनेक्ट कर रहे हैं मैम. 3-1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. You able to see the screen now? So how you do is, see, we have to now take an element somewhere on the rod. It's, I mean, on the wire. So this is a thin wire. This is a semicircular wire. Okay, and we need to find that what is the center of mass of the system. So this horizontal line is not there. Okay, you just have to understand this horizontal line is not there. This line is not the part of the wire. Okay, so I have just drawn it for a reference. Understood? No, this is not the part of the wire. So semicircular wire means semicircular wire. Huh? What? Sorry. Yeah, I mean this is the diameter you can say, but we are not. This is not a part of the wire. So part of the wire is semicircle. I mean you just cut a circular wire actually. Okay, so this region is blank, so there is no mass associated here. Okay, so this is semicircular wire. So first thing is we have to deal with the masses on the wire. So we need to take some element here, right? Okay, and then we need to proceed. You able to see the screen? Huh? So what we do is we just try to find, I mean, the element somewhere. So how do we find an element here? We cannot take the element at a distance of x, take a small element dx, something like that we cannot take, right? Because it's not associated with any one particular axis. Yeah, if it's not connected, then it will become off. If it is connected, it won't disconnect. Are you connected? Able to see my screen? वो एक बार कनेक्ट करने से रहता है ना. अब आपने एयरटेल का ब्रॉडबैंड लिया था ना, कनेक्टेड होगा. दो दो बार रिक्वेस्ट आए हैं. Okay, able to see the screen? Okay, so how do we take an element in this case? Is you just have to think. I mean, just a small logic. See, you have to go on. I mean, travel on the rod, right? No. So on the rod means you cannot take x and y axis here because you don't know, right? We don't know. I mean, we don't have a particular x direction and y direction here. So what we do is at a theta, at an angle theta, we just take this radius r, this line, and just move another angle d theta. Okay, then we will get an element. No, here we will get an element of small length. This one. What will be the length of this? R d theta. Okay, right now. So this is basically the length of the arc. All right. Now the thing is, let's say the mass of this semicircular wire is m. We need to find by symmetry. Can you tell me where the center of mass is going to lie? By symmetry, just by symmetry, where the center of mass of this wire should lie. Okay, where should approximately where do you think the center of mass should lie? Huh? What? Yeah, it is like it is a semicircular band. So where do you think that the center of mass should lie? Yeah, I mean, see, it should be somewhere in this middle line, right? The bisector. It should somewhere be in this middle line, no? Somewhere in middle. Maybe here or somewhere. Okay? It cannot be exactly on the wire itself because a lot of mass is in this direction, no? So it has to come down somewhere, right? So come down somewhere means somewhere it has to come down somewhere here, or maybe here, or somewhere in the middle itself. But it has to be on the same line, the perpendicular bisector. All right. So that is by symmetry we know that. But anyways, we have to find what is the y of that part. We know that the x by symmetry also you can say, or you can calculate also, but still. mm, नहीं मैम आप स्पीड चेक करिए मैम. You need to check the speed. नहीं आप प्रॉपर ब्रॉडबैंड ले लीजिए ना, एक्ट और समथिंग. Geo fiber net if you get, that's the best one. But that should not be that hotspot wala. It should be like the broadband one. ठीक है, okay. So Hari, now again we'll proceed in the same way. Now the thing is, how do you uh, uh, go through the whole wire by using this element? So if this element is created somewhere here, and again you slowly go above, and just go on doing this. अरे man. That's what I was telling you. कि काफी डिस्टरबेंस होता है. हाँ, if you want you can do that. You do, I mean, connect through Zoom now. One second, I'll just start the meeting. Able to see the screen, ma'am? Hello? You able to see the screen, honey? Hello, you able to see the screen, honey?
Oh, yeah, Uncle. Now I can see. Yeah, yeah, it's clear.
Okay.
Yeah, Uncle.
So that's what I was telling. How do you traverse the whole semicircular wire in this case? So if you just go and make this portion of the element
Line.
here, okay, then make it here, and slowly go on making it, and just last
Yeah,
one
the complete.
make the element here. Then you complete the wire, right? So you
Yeah,
traverse through
Uncle.
the whole wire in this way. So what we can do
Yeah.
is, if we take this angle, basically what you have to do is, you have to take this theta from
Mm.
0 and make this theta to
Mm.
pi. If
Mm.
this theta becomes 0, your element is made here,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and if
Yeah,
the
so
theta
from zero
becomes
to.
pi, your element is made here. So slowly, if
Mm.
you
Yeah,
integrate
Uncle.
the
So,
thing
so, so,
from
so pi
0
r.
to from 0 to pi, the whole of the element will be covered. I mean, whole of the sphere, semicircular wire will be covered, right?
Okay.
Okay, so if you make it 0, if you make it 180 degrees,
Yeah.
this particular line traverses the
So it's
whole
basically
of the
the half the circumference, right?
what?
Half the circumference,
Yeah, it is
like
half
pi
the
r.
circumference only, but
Mm.
this angle is pi, no?
Yeah.
So if we make this theta 0, the element would have been made here.
Yeah, yeah. Got it. Understood.
Understood, no?
Yeah.
So the similar way, what we had done earlier is, we had taken the mass of these, I mean the small mass of the element, multiplied with the x coordinate, integrated it, and divided by the total mass. This is how we calculate the center of mass, right?
Yeah, Uncle.
If you go the other way around, take a particle xi, mass
Mm.
of that particle, and go on summing it up and divide the whole thing by mass,
By
the
the
total
mass, total
mass.
mass.
Okay. Now the thing is, how do you calculate the mass of the element?
Mm.
So this element, how do you calculate the mass of this element?
Mm, yeah. So the same. Can you have to use unitary method, I guess.
Yeah, again,
Uh,
okay.
yeah. You have to find the dm or the total m.
No, dm, no, total m is given. So dm, so total
Okay.
m
Yeah.
is given
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah. Okay. If that's given, then if 1 second, if r d theta is r.
No, see, we rd theta is a small length, this part
Yeah,
of the
r d
length.
theta. You have to find a mass.
So
You
we
have to
have
find a
to
mass of
find what is the length, what is the mass of an element of length
r d theta. Yeah.
rd theta.
Yeah. So into
What kind
d.
of length you are having the mass? You have
Yeah.
been
So
given the mass m of what length?
of pi r.
You have been given the mass of an element of a circular wire, semicircular wire, which is having a length pi r. So if pi r
Yeah.
length is having a mass m, a small length r d theta will be having how much of mass?
M into r d theta by pi r.
All right. So this basically is m d
R as a
theta by
standard. So
pi
m
r.
d theta by pi.
Okay.
Yep.
Now what?
Yeah.
How do you do? How do you find the? Okay. Now what is the x coordinate of this? And what is the
It's
y
zero, of course.
coordinate of this?
The x coordinate is zero.
No, 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 not the center of mass. This element I am asking.
Okay.
So let's say this
Oh,
is your
this
y
is
axis and this is your x axis. So what is the
yeah.
x coordinate of this element?
R cos theta.
All right, r cos theta. And what is the coordinate of this element?
R sin theta.
Okay, good. So this particular element is at the position r cos theta, comma r
Yeah.
sin theta.
Yeah.
Right, no?
Yeah. Uncle.
Okay. Now the thing is, let's calculate first the y coordinate, because we know by
Okay.
symmetry that the x coordinate is going to lie on the zero. Zero. I mean x
Yeah.
coordinate, the center of mass is going to lie zero. So how we are going to do? We are going to take y coordinate of this small mass and divide it by the total mass, integrate it from
Mm.
0 to pi.
Mm.
Right. So what is the y coordinate?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this becomes what? Y of the center of mass will be
The,
equals to r
yeah.
sine theta is
Yeah.
the y coordinate of the small element, into
Yeah.
the mass of the small element is m by pi d theta. Okay, divided by the total mass of the
Yeah.
element. You integrate it from 0 to pi. Okay, how much do you get it? So m comes outside, r
Mm.
comes outside, and pi comes outside.
Yeah. Pi comes
This
outside.
basically
Yeah.
becomes, and
R
again
dt.
this m
Yeah.
also comes
Sin
outside,
theta.
so m cancelled. So 0
Yeah.
to
So it's
pi
sin theta from 0 to pi. Yeah.
sine theta d theta. Okay. So
Yeah.
what is the
Yeah. So
integration of sine theta?
integration, it's minus cos theta.
Okay, so it is minus cos theta,
Yeah.
and it is going from 0 to pi.
Yeah.
Okay. So now,
Mm.
if you take this, how do you get it? What do you get? So this becomes r by pi into
Mm.
minus of, sorry, it is minus of cos pi minus minus
Yeah.
plus. So
Yeah.
this becomes plus of cos 0.
Yeah. Cos 0. Yep.
Alright, so how much you get?
Yeah.
So this is r by
So
pi.
0. R by pi. So cos 0 is 1. Cos pi is minus 1.
Yeah,
So
so cos
2.
pi is minus 1, so it becomes 1, and this becomes 1.
Yeah.
So this you
Yeah.
get as 2r by
So 2 pi r. 2 r pi.
2r
Sorry.
by pi. Right?
Yeah. 2 r pi. Yeah.
By symmetry, you can say that the center of mass, I mean x center of mass, will be equals to
Mm.
0. Otherwise, if you want to calculate, you can again calculate. So what is the x
Mm.
coordinate? It is r cos theta.
Yeah.
Okay, m by pi d theta
Mm.
divided by the total mass. If you see how much you
Mm.
get, you basically get the
Mm.
same thing, r by pi and integration of cos
Mm.
theta d theta. What is integration of cos theta?
Integration of cos theta, it's sin theta.
So how much you get? R by pi. You able to see the screen now?
Yeah, I can see. I can see.
So r by pi, I'll
Mm.
write it here. So it becomes r
Okay.
by pi
R by pi sin theta
sine
minus
pi minus sine 0.
sin pi minus sin 0.
So it
So sin
becomes,
0 is 0, sin pi is 0. So entire thing is
okay,
0.
so the x coordinate becomes 0, and the y
Yeah.
coordinate you have already got it, 2r by pi. So what is the center of mass of a semicircular wire is? The center of mass position is basically how much? 2r by, I mean 0, 0 is the x
Mm.
coordinate, comma
Mm.
2r by
Mm.
pi. Sorry,
Yeah.
2r by pi.
Okay.
This is the
Mm.
center of mass on the semicircular wire.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So Hari, all most of the time we have wasted today. So we'll
Yeah.
continue in the next class then.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right.
Okay.
Now, ma'am is
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. I thought. She's down. You want me to call her?
No, 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 no. It's okay. It's okay. So
Okay.
we'll continue in the next class. So just try to
Okay.
make everything properly connected, and I mean
Yeah.
the connections and all, so that we don't waste time.
Okay.
Okay.
Good. Yeah.
Okay, Hari. Then we'll continue in the next class. All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Good. Yeah. Okay. Then. Bye.
Yeah.